Good morning, all of you. So, in today's class, we'll continue with the applications of accelerated pure rolling. So, what all we just yesterday I introduced V coat R omega, then AC coat R alpha, forward slipping, backward slipping. The same ideas now will go for application. Different shaped like a spear, disc, everything, different rigid bodies. When you apply a force, then how particular things will come. All block upon a block. If I place some rigid body on a plank, if I pull the plank, or if I push a rigid body, what conditions will come here? So I think this will be a very generalized topic, this one. So almost you get a plenty of different cases. So here what actually happens is student must analyze here. You can't remember anything here. You must develop a methodology here so that you can tackle any of the problem. So from yesterday's discussion, what we had, like a rigid body kept on a rough horizontal surface, then it is pulled by a force acting at the center of mass. This one. Then what we have seen is, what we know is the friction that is acting, the friction that is acting is a rolling friction. The friction acting is a rolling friction. Now, let me just put all the things in order. Yeah, I think we stopped yesterday till here, no? Okay, the friction that was acting, it was a rolling friction, that one. And this rolling friction depends on what? Depends on applied force and also the distribution of mass. I agree this. Then one more thing. What about other forces? The other forces which are acting are the weight and the normal contact. What is the work done by the weight? Because what action the displacement is? The displacement is towards right. The displacement of that rigid body is in fact towards right. So where is the rigid body now? The rigid body is initially, it is here, no? So after some time it has come, it will undergo displacement. What is XC? Displacement of center of mass. How the rolling friction? The rolling friction will act here. Acceleration of center of mass. It should be like this. Huh? Acceleration of center of mass. Then alpha C will come. It will set up a torque. After some time, it will be there. That is what the displacement of center. It will not be there only. It will rotate and also move. I think all of you might have done yesterday. I told you, just take any cylinder, container, push it, or when it starts rolling, no? Or you take any spear, start pushing it, it starts rolling here. Now, what is the friction? It's a rolling friction. What is the work done by it? What are the forces acting? Normal contact and weight mg. So what is work done by normal contact? Work done by normal contact is in fact zero, because how it will act? It will act perpendicular to displacement. Then what is work done by the weight? It is also zero. It is also acting perpendicular to displacement. Then what about work done by friction? As friction does both translational work as well as rotational work. Shall I put like this? X and theta, translational and rotational, or T and R, I'll write it. Translational work done. It does negative work. Then what about rotational work? It is setting up a torque, no? F into R into theta. And for accelerated pure rolling, what do you mean by that? AC is equal to R alpha C. VC equal to R omega C. At this particular point, what is the state of the rigid body? It will have acceleration of center of mass, it will have angular acceleration, it will have angular velocity, and the center of mass will also acquire velocity. Then for accelerated pure rolling, what we write? AC cot R alpha C, VC cot R omega C, then also X is equal to R theta. Theta is what? Not angle, it is a angular displacement. I'll put it again. What is omega c in fact? In fact, d phi by dt. Angular displacement of what? Of the radius vector. The radius vector, this will be rotating, no? This body will be rotating, will be rolling. The radius vector will be rotating. This what this one. Fine. So we'll get this much here. So now x equal to r alpha, alpha you substitute. Then how much this equation will come? Minus xc plus fxc. Net work done by rolling friction is 0. So who does work? Only the applied force. But so like who will make it to rotate? The friction only. But net work done by rolling friction will be 0. Now, there's a very fundamental thing which you have to remember here. Very, very, very important. When it will be 0? When pure rolling, for no slipping. Net work done by rolling friction is 0 in pure rolling. So we'll put that statement. In pure rolling. Agree with this? What do you mean by, sir, pure rolling? AC is equal to R alpha, acceleration of point P along x-axis must be 0. Means here also forward, backward slipping will be the S. Here also what happened? We are going to get forward slipping, backward slipping ideas. Here only let me introduce. What do you mean by forward slipping, pure rolling? Once again, pure rolling, AC acceleration of point P will be 0. AC is equal to R alpha C. Acceleration of point P along x-axis will be 0, and because of that AC equal to R alpha. In forward slipping, acceleration of point Px will be greater than 0. Where AC will be greater than R alpha C. What about in backward slipping? APX will be less than 0, where APX equal to AC minus R alpha C. So definitely what it shows, AC less than R alpha C. Like similarly how we had in velocity pure rolling, here also accelerated pure rolling will come into the picture. Okay, there's a one thing. Next again, let me come back to again. I'll keep on increase the applied force. Rolling friction will also increase. Sir, is there any upper limit for rolling friction? Is there any upper limit for rolling friction? What is the maximum permitted value of any friction? Should be limiting friction. So therefore, for any value of applied force, will the rigid body will roll? The answer is no. The answer is no. So what is the maximum permitted value of applied force for which the body will have pure rolling? So what we say is like the friction is sufficient for pure rolling. What does it mean? The force applied on the rigid body is such that that force is less than the force is acting and the friction acting is less than rolling friction. So what is the maximum permitted value? So when F becomes FL. So this is something very important. Then F will become, go back to the slipping. I'll keep on increase the applied force. The friction will also increase. The friction will also increase. So what is the maximum permitted value of friction? Equal to limiting. So therefore then applied force will be maximum. So any force applied less than F max, there will be no slipping, pure rolling. If applied force is greater than F max, there will be a slipping. So how to calculate that F max? So I'll substitute here. FL equal to F into 1 plus mr square by IC. So this should be equal to 1 plus mr square by IC into mu s mg. So if F greater than F max, no slipping. F less than or equal to F max, no slipping. F greater than F max, slipping will occur. This is something very important in numericals. This is a hidden condition. In books, I think they didn't stress it much. For any value of applied force, well, the rigid body will have pure rolling. The answer is no. Any reason for that? The background is this one. Huh? So now what shall I put? So I think I'll push it down. All these are a very good theoretical ideas. One must know, even teachers, student, anybody must know before entering into the rolling motion, accelerated rolling motion. So what is the conclusion I'm making? F less than or equal to F max, pure rolling. F greater, applied force is greater than F max, then it will be slipping will occur.
Sir,
Ah.
is mu s a static coefficient, sir?
Yeah, mu s will be coefficient of static friction. Not mu r. It should be mu s only, strictly. So what is the rolling friction? Rolling friction, what happened? Don't call it say static, don't call kinetic. It will come into existence when the body is having a rolling. The friction that will act on a body when it's having a rolling, when you apply external force. Again, if you just give velocity and release on a surface, then kinetic friction will come as usual. I think this is a for all the values of applied force, the rigid body will have pure rolling. Wrong statement. I think this condition is being put. So instead of this in the books, how they say the friction is sufficient for pure rolling. What does it mean? What does it mean? The applied force which is acting on a rigid body is less than F max. This is the meaning of that one. Huh? Please do understand here. This is very important. The applied force, the friction is sufficient for pure rolling. What do you mean by that? What is the meaning of that? The applied force acting on rigid body is less than F max. That's the conclusion. Finish over. We should have that background clarity like this. Okay, let me go for the next part. Just I think once you learn this method, it will be very easy for you. Nothing big. So now let there be a rigid body. I'm going to apply a force above the center of mass. Let me call this as a threshold point E. Also like some point A I'll call it. So when I'm applying this force above the center of mass here. This is the center of mass and this is a point P which we are taking help that one. And the surface is rough. And now, what should be the expression for acceleration of center of mass and this one. So where the force is applied above the center of mass of system. Okay, now we have to work out the conditions here. So I'll begin like this. What action friction I should take? The very first question student ask himself like, no, I apply force F. So when I apply force F, then the point P what happen will try to, when I apply force F, the center of mass will have translative motion. Then all points should also have translative motion. So the point P in what direction will try to move? Will try to shift towards right. Then friction should oppose relative motion. So friction will act backward. At the same time, you see that capital F into small r will set up a torque no about center of mass. This is smaller, this F clockwise. And because of this particular point, what will have tangential acceleration. Then the friction will act forward. So I think this is some sort of like a trouble, no? If you look at the translative motion, friction should act backward. If you look at the rotative motion about center of mass, friction should act forward. So then it's like a paradox, no? Like how to predict here. So just you assume any one direction, solve it. If you get negative, change the direction. If you get positive, what you assumed is right. So I'll proceed like this. I'll I'm going to assume a friction like this here. Then acceleration of center of mass. Then it set up a torque, this one. So what is the acceleration of point P along x-axis? Must be 0 for pure rolling. Let's write the torque equations. F plus F equal to MAC. There's a translatory motion of center of mass. Then the torque equation F into R. F into R, this will be what? Like clockwise torque. Torque by friction. This is friction like this, and this is capital R. So how is the torque? Torque will be anti-clockwise. I think by this time I told you, like, say what all you learn earlier torque that are going to help you here now. Now look at this one. Small r into capital F. Torque is clockwise. What about here? Capital R and this is F. So this will be anti-clockwise. So therefore, minus F into capital R is equal to IC alpha C. What are the unknown things? AC and small f, friction force. So let's solve for them. So I'll substitute R alpha C equal to AC. Substituting in this equation, F into R. IC alpha C will be AC by R. Solving for AC, so I'll let me substitute the value of F here. So this will be R minus capital R is equal to IC AC by R minus sorry MAC minus small f I'm substituting, no? So MAC minus F. So this should become small r plus capital R. This should be equal to IC AC by R plus MR AC minus sign. Yeah. So F into small r plus capital R, this will be IC, I'll take common, AC minus MR square.
Sir, plus, sir.
This will be plus, sir. Yeah. Check it once. So this will be F into small r plus capital R by. I brought this equation. Similarly, I want expression for friction. Anybody solve and just give it a. Substitute this value of AC here. We'll keep it. This is a formula which, if you no need to remember, just have an idea. Acceleration of center of mass. Okay, after this, straight away, this value of AC, let me substitute in either this equation or this equation. So from this, I'll keep everything in order. Okay, let's proceed. No, substituting this value of AC in the first equation, F plus F equal to M into F into small r plus capital R we have to solve this. We have to solve for small f, friction force. Anybody value? IC minus M capital R small r. Check it once. Please somebody solve it fast. Without solving, how you say correct? Huh? You have to solve, no? Immediate value, small f. This will not be the answer. I'm very sure this is not answer at least. Don't say this is correct. Huh?
Sir, capital F into MR minus IC by IC plus M capital R square.
I'll write in order. Tell me first only numerator you tell me.
F into capital F into
Yeah.
M into small r
Yeah.
minus IC whole divided by
Here one capital R will be there, no?
Yes, sir, there's a capital R there.
Yes, sir.
Will be
yes,
there.
yes, sir, there will be capital R.
Divided by?
IC plus M capital R square.
Yeah, fine. Okay, this is something I think at least you have to remember this. This is no problem. At least you remember, or in numericals, we can manage this one. So there's a one very best equation I'm having. I'm going to analyze this. I'm going to take help of this equation. So whether friction will act forward or backward will determine the value of smaller. The value of smaller. So there's a generalized expression what we got it. And it will have a pure rolling. The body will have the applied force is such that it is less than F max and the friction is sufficient for pure rolling. There's the thing. Let me start with a ring. What all we have this formula. I'm going to apply directly for ring. In exams, you need not to remember formula. You have to directly write equation. I think we can see this formula. So this is the ring. Now for a ring, what is IC? MR square. So I took a ring. I'll apply force for the ring here. How the friction should act. Let me keep this. I'm going to take help of this particular formula only. Regarding accelerations, only direction of friction I'm interested. Okay, I'm applying a force F here like this. Now tell me in what direction the friction should act here. I think we have a very good formula here, no? What is smaller? It is at a, what is smaller? Where the force is acting at a distance above the center of mass, that one. It is measured from the center of mass. If you measure distance above the center of mass, it should be taken positive. Smaller. If you measure the distance below the center of mass, you should take negative. So therefore, what is the conclusion? So one more thing I'll introduce. What is that? This is R equal to 0. Upward positive, downward will be negative. Fine. The convention is what I'm taking here now. Because if I measure, if I took this is positive, this CA is what I took positive. Then anything if I measure the distance below the center of mass should be taken negative. Okay, let's, what is small r here? The first case small r is 0. Then put small r 0. Then what do we get? F will get negative, no? F will become negative. F negative means what? When the friction will act backward. Able to make it out? And how center of mass? Center of mass will accelerate like this, as usual. This is the first condition. This is for r equal to 0. Now let me take the next condition. Second case, let small r equal to r by 2. Where the force is applied at a distance r by 2 above the center of mass. We have to check in what direction the friction will act here. I don't know this. What about the friction? Okay, let's substitute. What is IC equal to mr square? Substitute here. Small r equal to r by 2. How the friction still will be acting backward only. Who will decide? You look at this particular thing. So how much friction force, that also we can predict here. The friction I'll put, it will still act backward only. Then how much of that friction force, can we calculate this F? According to the formula, capital F m r by 2 r for moment of inertia of ring mr square plus mr square. Tell me now how much it is. F by 4. And we got negative, no? What mean by negative? Negative means what I should conclude. It will act opposite to the applied force. Better say not right, left. It will act opposite applied force. Positive means it will act in the direction of applied force here. Now let me apply the highest point. Third case, let me apply the highest point here. This is very important. In the books, what happened, they have not explained very clearly. That's why you find very difficult. Very, very random way things in the books they have put it. Okay, this is radius r, center of mass. There's a point. What about the surface rough? According to the formula, everything is there in front of you. Just clearly put it here. What is smaller? Third case. Small r equal to capital R. Where it is acting now? It is acting exactly at highest point here now. I'll wound a string, then I'll start pulling it. Though I kept on rough surface. What is the frictional force should be? Small r equal to capital R. The frictional force in fact will be 0. Why 0? Because small r equal to capital R. Substitute that in this equation. Or I'll show once. Fine. So no friction force will act. Then sir, who will rotate it? The applied force only. Acceleration of center of mass. This one. So what are the equations of motion? F into R equal to IC alpha C. Then AC is equal to, or F is equal to, the same force will produce translative motion. Means though surface rough, no friction. Means now let me do one thing. There's a ring. And let me call this is a smooth. Then can it have pure rolling? Yes, it will have pure rolling. O will this, it's a ring. The force is applied at small r equal to capital R. Again, the same condition. Though surface is smooth, what happens? Still it will have pure rolling. So is it a friction necessary for pure rolling? The answer is no. Looking at this condition. Looking at this condition. looking at this particular condition, the last fourth case, though surface is smooth, the body is having a pure rolling. Now also what we are discussing for pure rolling here. Able to make it out? This one? Okay, let me shift that particular. So now, so though surface is rough, what point friction will be zero. So shall I call that as a threshold point? Means at what point I should apply a force on the ring so that though it is kept on rough surface, frictional force will be zero. At highest point you should apply for the ring. That's what it's telling. Okay, let's analyze this particular situation for a disc. Then we'll see what conditions will come. Same thing, we'll check this condition for a disc now. I'll keep this equation. This is very important because I think just it's a idea, that's all, nothing is there. There's no any big, already we have covered most of the ideas very systematically, that one. We should know how to apply this formula now. So I'm starting this for a disc of mass m. No, let's come one by one. Where is the force? First, let me apply the force here. This is R, there's a point P. So there's a disk, and we know moment of inertia how much? M R square by 2. Where applied force at the center of mass, and this is a rough surface. Okay, according to this formula, substitute here. Can you predict the direction of friction? Sir, already we did. It will be backward. Now, from this formula, I'm trying to cross check here. So if I substitute this, this will be F into M 0 capital R mr square by 2 by mr square by 2 plus mr square. So this will be how much? Minus 2F by 3. What do you mean by negative sign? Will act opposite to applied force, so that the friction will act here. Then center of mass will accelerate. Then this one. Okay, next condition. Now I'm going to apply a force exactly at a distance r by 2. Let's see what conditions I'll get it. No, put small r here. There's a point P. Small f is equal to F into M R by 2. Second case, so first case R equals 0. What about second case? Small r equal to R by 2. I am getting 0. So now if I apply force at a distance r by 2 above center of mass, the center of mass will have, say like the body, rigid body will have pure rolling and no friction will act, though this is rough. So shall I say where is the threshold point for a disc will come? At r by 2. If you apply the force F at a distance r by 2 above center of mass, no friction will act here. Sir, how do you can see? Already I brought a proof, no? Sir, let me apply at a distance less than r by 2. We'll see what conditions will arise here. Now I'm taking the third case. Where is the force? The force will be a third case. small r equal to r by 4 I'll bring. What is r by 4? Shall I say r by 4 is less than r by 2? Anybody looking at that? You should tell me, like, what about the direction of friction? I think straight away we have to substitute the formula, no? Small r equal to r by 4. Check it. The friction will be negative, will be backward. And look at the magnitude also. It will be different. It cannot be all the time 2f by 3. It also depends upon where you apply force. So if I substitute all that formula, small f is equal to f into m r by 4 r mr square by 2. Anybody answer? How much f will be? Small f will be? mr square will get cancelled. So 1 by 4 f by 6. Yeah. Now look at the frictional force. Frictional force also depends on what? Like rolling friction depends upon the point of application of what. That's what I mean to say here. F by 6, F by 3, why different answers? 1 by 4 minus 1 by 2, 1 by 2 plus 1, here 3 by 2 will come. Do calculations, please tell clearly.
Sir?
Okay, no, so F by 6 will come. So how the friction will be backward here. Let me take a point, the third case. Small r is equal to, fourth one, small r small r is equal to, let me make it, I should make it more than 0.5, no? So I'll write 2r by 3. 2r by 3 is definitely greater than 0.5. Now tell me, like, how the friction force will act here. Yes, anybody? Value? Negative or positive first? Friction force will be positive. Anybody value? F by 9. Look at now. The frictional force, I think this everything you have got very very clearly, that one. If you apply force at the center of mass, it's like backward. If you apply force at r by 2, I'll call this is threshold point. The friction will be 0. If you apply force below the threshold point, friction will be backward. If you apply force above the threshold point, what is the threshold point? R by 2. 2r by 3 is greater than 0.5. 0.5 r. So now, if you apply force above the threshold point, friction will act in the direction of applied force. If you apply the force at a distance less below the threshold point, friction will act opposite to applied force here. That is one very firm conclusion is what we are making, and this is applicable only when you apply one force. If you apply more than one force, again this is of no use. We have to derive equation and we have to conclude here. Able to make it out, this one? So shall I say threshold point? So what is the threshold point? F by 3. Now, what is the threshold point? Threshold point is one where if you apply force, that will add the friction, rolling friction will be 0. Above threshold point, it will be friction will act in the direction of applied force. Below threshold point, friction will act opposite to applied force. Similarly, for a solid sphere, can you tell me where the threshold point should be? So IC, what is IC is equal to? Friction should be 0, no? For that, can you assume the value of small r? 2r by 5. So therefore, similarly for solid sphere, what all we discussed with that. Next, we'll take the solid sphere. If there's a solid sphere, where is the threshold point for a solid sphere? It's telling it should be 2r by 5. No friction will act, though it is rough. Who will act the center of mass and who will set up torque? The applied force only. Small r equal to 2r by 5. This is a solid sphere. Friction will be 0. Getting this one. Similarly for hollow sphere, what is the threshold point? I'm calling a threshold point. Above threshold point, the friction should act in the direction of applied force. Below the threshold point, friction should act opposite to the applied force here. For similarly for hollow sphere, what should be the threshold point? 2r by 3. Hollow sphere. So is that okay? No. So like this is what I'm just concluding a very important part of the this one. Before entering, what happened? We need this background. Though it is a rough, friction will be 0. No friction will act here. Okay, now till now I was concentrating only on what? Above the center of mass. No, let me directly bring below the center of mass. Let's see what conditions will come. I'll take help of this formula. Let me continue with this. And now we'll go for below the center of mass. Let me take a same solid sphere only. I'll continue with this only. We'll continue this one. So where is the how the friction force should act here? So let me take this is a solid sphere. For simplification purpose, let me write r by 2. Why negative? Because center of mass is what? R equal to 0. No, below, if you measure distances below center of mass, it should be negative here. No. What about the direction of friction? How to predict? It will be backward. Huh? So how do you can say? Look at the formula here. Or else you solve it. Or else you solve it. You'll get. Or else you solve it. If you get answer friction positive, then what you assumed is right. If you get negative, change the direction. So I can directly look at this particular thing. F is equal to F into M minus R by 2. R 2 by 5 mr square 2 by 5 mr square plus mr square. I think it will be negative, no? You try to see this. It will be negative. So the friction will be backward here. Or else, no, sir, like I don't know all this formula, I can't remember. Just write equation straight away. Torque will be torque due to friction minus torque due to applied force is equal to IC alpha C. For pure rolling, AC code RF. Solve it. If you get positive, then what you assumed is right. If you get negative, change the direction. You assumed it towards left. You assumed it towards left. So therefore, if you get positive, what you assumed is right. If you assume it towards right, solve it, you'll get negative. It can be, it's left to you, that one. But it should be here, backward here. Because for pure rolling, the net torque should be clockwise. So the friction must act backward here. So for any rigid body, yes, I think now come to this one. For any rigid body, R will be negative. Then the friction will be negative. So for any rigid body, if you apply force below center of mass, the friction will act opposite to applied force. Fine. No need to fight with here. It's a simple mathematics. Put small r equal to negative. Minus r by 2, minus r by 4, minus 2r by 3. F will be negative only. For any rigid body, if you apply force below center of mass, the friction will act opposite to acceleration of center of mass or opposite to applied force. That is a generalized rule. Now let me go for directly at the lowest point. So shall I write condition for any rigid body? For any rigid body, friction will act in a direction opposite to applied force, comma, when applied force is acting, when point of below center of mass. Finish hole. There's a generalized rule is what I'm making it. Okay, let me come directly. Now, if I take a rigid body, let water be that rigid body, that one. There's a rigid body. Let me directly apply the force at center of mass, or say at the point of application, or say like at the lowest point. So where is the force here? No, force is at the lowest point. What about the friction? And what about the acceleration? What will happen to the body? Let's see that one. Any rigid body, this is. I'm not saying this or anything, any rigid body, and the surface is rough. Then the friction will act in this direction. Then what I notice is like F minus small f equal to MAC, you write it. Let the acceleration of center of mass. Then torque, what is the torque? F into R minus F into R equal to IC alpha. Will I agree this? Torque due to friction, this is R bar, this is F, clockwise. Torque due to applied force, anti-clockwise. So net torque will be clockwise. Let's say for pure rolling, condition for pure rolling, AC equal to R alpha. Substitute AC, F minus small f by M. R alpha C. So let me substitute for R square small f minus f by IC. Finally, what does it mean? When do these equations be valid? When small f equal to capital F, no? If small f equal to capital F, then AC will be 0, alpha C will be 0. So therefore, when you apply a force for the rigid body at the lowest point, at the point of contact, what happens to the rigid body? The rigid body will have both translational equilibrium and rotational equilibrium. The simplest conclusion, nothing big. Or else you do one thing, go back to this formula. Put small r equal to capital R, you have here. Put small r equal to capital R. Minus r it will be. Put small r equal to minus r. So friction will be negative, will act towards left. Solve it and check it, no. For any rigid body, you are going to get small f will become equal to capital F here. So this is about the, if you apply force above the center of below the points. Of all, what is very important, for every rigid body, there is a threshold point. If the force is applied above threshold point, friction will be in the direction of applied force. If you apply force at the threshold point, friction will be 0. If you apply force below the, from the threshold point, from below the threshold point means somewhere anything. So for, I'll go back to this one. What is the threshold point for a solid sphere? R by 2. So 2r by 5, sorry here. If you apply exactly at 2r by 5 above center of mass, there is a threshold point, friction will be 0. If you apply anywhere above here, the friction will act in the direction of applied force. If you apply anywhere from below threshold point, anywhere here, anywhere below center of mass is not a reference, threshold point is a reference. Below the threshold point anywhere, the friction will act opposite to applied force. Above the threshold point, the friction will act in the direction of applied force. At threshold point, if you apply force, friction will be 0. Very, very, very important for you. Many numericals will come, so you should remember this. Like this threshold point for solid sphere, 2 capital R by 5. Hollow sphere, 2r by 3. Semicircular disc, what is the threshold point? Threshold point will be in fact R by 2. Friction will be 0, you can see. Can you remember now? So anywhere above this, friction will be forward. From anywhere below threshold point, the friction will be backward. Fine, all of you. So I'm one important thing. This is books they didn't cover exclusively. But I think this, when you take the numericals, no, this background theory is going to help you a lot. Now this what we discussed is only one, like if a rigid body is acted upon by one force, what happens if the rigid body is acted upon by more than one force? How to study that? So like I'll apply two forces. I'll apply two forces means one force I'll apply here, the other force I'll apply here. Can I, how you discuss this problem? So let me take this a disk of mass m and radius r. This is a center of mass and this is a rough surface where friction sufficient for pure rolling. Now tell me how you are going to analyze the problem. So don't get scared anything. Just what you should do. What can happen to the rigid body? Due to applied force, it will have translative motion. And there will also be talk, sir, how to get the direction of friction. Don't use any formula. God's sake, don't use any formula. So what you do is like, sir, can I make a guess of friction in any direction? Can I assume friction in any direction? So here, just assume that the friction will be backward. Solve it. If you get negative, change direction. If you get positive, what you assumed is right. Acceleration of center of mass and let there be torque. Write down the equations now. What is the resultant force? 2F minus F equal to MAC. Then what about the torque equation? Torque equation will be F into capital R plus small f into R is equal to IC alpha C. Or this will be further Fr plus small fr mr square by 2 into alpha c. F plus small f is equal to mr alpha r alpha c for pure rolling. We are discussing everything pure rolling. If not pure rolling, I'll mention it. So this will be substituting this. We'll get this much. So solve for acceleration of center of mass. Solve these two equations now. Now solving this, if I add up these two, so I'll get 3F is equal to 3 MAC by 2. Or what is the acceleration of center of mass? 2F by M. This value substitute here. MAC is equal to 2F you substitute. Then how much friction will be? 0. Can it happen? Yes. But sir, you only said threshold point. I think you come out of that discussion. That's over. Say goodbye to that. No, what all earlier I discussed, threshold point, it was the idea of what? Only one force. If more than two forces act, more than one forces act, better to work out a problem. There's no any formula for you to help you anything. Write down the question. Sir, how do I come to know what direction the body will move? It's a simple common sense. Sir. When you pull this body, will it move up, down, left or right? It will move right, no? If you don't know this, not possible. No, nobody can help you. Huh? Then, sir, how do it rotate? Can it rotate clockwise? Pure rolling, I'm telling. If acceleration of center of mass like this, acceleration of point P along x-axis must be 0. This is a condition for pure rolling. Then, if center of mass moves towards right, there should be tangential acceleration towards left here. Then only acceleration of point P along x-axis must be 0. So therefore, I'm assuming alpha like this. Then looking at alpha, then write the torque equation. For pure rolling, there's a one basic equation. Then solve it. If you get F0, okay, fine, no problem. There's this what I did for disk. Sir, I'll do this for a solid sphere. As you do it. Are you getting no? So you should be ready for random thinking. Nobody will ask you like a what I only thought. I think what student must.
So can you once scroll?
Please scrolling up and down, don't ask me because I'm highly shortage of time. Huh? I'm sending PDFs, everything. Huh? Please do cooperate. Huh? Okay, there's about what you have seen that one here. No? See, like no. Let me take another problem. So there's a general idea what a student has to develop here. So, sir, you applied a force. Can you apply force in this way? I applied one force here. And then I apply okay, let me take in opposite direction. Can I do like this also? So let this be a disk. Earlier I took this. No, let me take solid sphere. And there's one more problem. Where all you want to apply it, nobody will trouble you. So 2F applied, sir. Why don't you apply some different force? Let me take 2F, no problem. Where I applied one above center of mass, other is at a distance r, and it's kept on rough surface. No, let's see that what conditions will come here. Net force is what action towards right, so acceleration of center of mass towards right. I think you should not waste much time in such numericals. Huh? It's a very simple idea based, nothing to do. Acceleration of center of mass. Then I'll assume torque. And now you do one thing. I'll apply friction backwards. Sir, how, on what basis? I don't know. I'm just assuming. Let me write torque equation. If I get negative, I'm going to change direction. Intentionally, I assumed it. I don't know whether I'm myself not sure. Better to say. Okay, let's write the equations of motion. 2f minus f minus small f equal to mac. Then what about the torque equation? 2f into r, then plus small f into r minus f into r by 2 is equal to, this is 2 by 5 mr square alpha c. And for pure rolling, AC equal to r alpha c. Solving this, we'll get expression for the friction. So now what we do? 2fr minus fr by 2. So this will be 3f r by 2 plus small f r equal to 2 by 5. R, let me take outside. R alpha c, what you can write it? R alpha c, and here one capital R will get eliminated. So this will become 2f mac. R alpha c I'm writing as mac. Now solving these two equations. Write FAC equal to anything. Either substitute this in this equation and solve it. So let me add up these two. Friction will get eliminated. 2f minus f, this will be 5f by 2 is equal to 7 mac by 5. So what is the acceleration is equal to? 25f by 14 m. That value of h is substituted, solve for f. Anybody value f? Value for friction? Oh, this will be 7f by 2, no? Adding up these two, 3f, 7f by 2. 7 ma.
No, sir, it's 5f by 2 only, sir.
3f by 2 plus 2f. Okay, that's 5f by 2. 5f by 2. AC is equal to 25f by 14m. Anybody friction value? Minus 11 ma by 25. Friction ma, it should be in terms of capital F, no?
Minus 11f by 14, sir.
Minus 11f by 14. What to do? Negative sign. I just intentionally brought this question. 11f by 14. What to do with what to interpret with negative sign? What you assumed is opposite to actual direction. In fact, the friction will not act towards left, will act towards right. Oh, sir, how do you can say towards right? No, the friction will act here now towards right here because we assumed it towards left here. Don't say, sir, negative, so opposite to f. No, because here we have 2f and f. I assumed it towards left, now we'll act towards right. It will act opposite to the actual direction what you assumed. Shall I put it simplest way? Negative sign means not wrong. It will act. So what do you mean by negative sign? Friction acts opposite to direction assumed. We assume left, but it like towards right. Okay, fine now. I think you need not to be scared, no? You can manage. Where do you see all this, sir? Is it any use of this? Simply you're teaching so many things today, but is it practically any use of that one? Say, I think you look at the vehicles. Well, let me just give some diagram so that you'll come to know that what you are studying. Otherwise, you feel that some theoretical ideas which nobody knows, that is what I'm studying, you may feel. Now let's take some examples here. So if it is a roller like this, we do roll on a surface, no? I think it's correct, no? I think nowadays you have many toys also, and you are going to pull it here. There's a very popular example. This one, this is like a rod. So when you apply this force, a part of that force will act, and where it is connected, this would be the axis. This would be the axis of the roller. This will become like a solid cylinder, and you are going to pull this one. What about the friction? How friction should act? Friction will act backward. Just now you have studied, and this is the center of mass. It will be like this. And what all you applied force, F by 2 will act at this end, F5 will act at this arm. That we are showing the plane diagram that force F is acting here. Please do understand this is something very important at this stage for you. Okay, what is the resultant diagram? The resultant diagram, we just show it like this. A force F is acting, then the friction will act backward. Sir, how you can apply force at center of mass? The background is this one. This is the diagram. Things will be off like this. Getting this one? Okay, now let's take the next condition. So directly, I'll bring it to the this will be more troublesome for you, the diagram. 3D diagram also try to assume you'll be in a better position. This is small r. This is capital R, and this is a ground. It is kept on rough surface. I'm going to apply force F like this. Then let I be the moment of inertia, let M be the mass of it. Then whatever the friction, all the things. So how to analyze such a things, that one. So it is practically what will happen. It will be of like this. I'm trying to draw the 3D diagram. I can wound a wire. I'll wound a string. Can I pull it? And it is kept on. Able to make it out. So now what will happen? It starts rolling, no? Charka, kite. So you can tie strings to the both the ends. So in fact, like I'll complete the diagram. Some of you are getting confusion. Here I'll pull with F by 2 force. I'll tie another string. So what is the net force acting now? F only. If I pull this, what will happen? I think you can do this one. Huh? Take any object, tie one string here, tie one string here, and pull both the strings with the same force, F by 2. The plane diagram is what this one. What is the moment of inertia? It's not a cylinder, am I right? I can call this a differential pulley or axial shaft, anything you can call it. And the surface is rough. Okay, now I'm asking what is the acceleration of center of mass and friction. So what is the method? No. So the friction I'm just assuming like this. Sir, how do you can say? I don't know. I just assuming that one. The acceleration of center of mass. Let it be. Let there be talk. What are the equations of motion? You can write it. F minus small f equal to mac. Then torque equation F into small r clockwise. F into small r clockwise. Then F into capital R. This is also clockwise equal to IC alpha C. For pure rolling, what is the condition? AC should be equal to R alpha C. This condition, acceleration of this point. From that, I'll write AC equal to R alpha C. Solving this, we'll get the required answer. I think you should not be in a big trouble, no, sir, how to do this such problem. You can manage. Now, instead of pulling horizontally, can you pull this same differential pulley vertically up? This force, can you apply it here and start pulling it? Why to pull like this? This you are going to own the string. Instead of pulling the string horizontally, you hold it vertically and pull it. If you are very much interested to learn physics, you want to become engineer today, I think what all sir gave examples, let me try. You just want to get a rank without knowledge, I think you are not going to do anything practically. It's left to you, huh? Because I can't force you to become engineer. You must have the desire to become a skilled engineer, not accountant. If you want to become accountant, okay, don't do anything. Just listen to my class. Next, the same thing. Can I pull it? I'll wound a rope string. I'll pull it here. I'll pull vertically up. I can pull this vertically. No, there's no any condition that it must be pulled like this only. Now, anything can you say about how the friction you are going to assume here? No? How to predict the direction of friction? Now the applied force is less than the weight of the pulley. Let M be the mass of this differential pulley. I applied a force which is less than the weight. Then how do this will rotate? No slipping occurs. That's a strict condition. First of all, any torque about center of mass by applied force is there'll be torque. What about torque due to weight? Weight and normal contact will intersect axis of rotation. They cannot set up torque about point P or about C. But the applied force can set up torque about center of mass or about point P. Let me take about center of mass here. So how the torque, this is smaller, this is F, clockwise, no? So because of clockwise torque setup, only torque is set up initially. The point of, and you try to rotate clockwise. There will be an clockwise. And because of this clockwise torque, this particular point P what will have acceleration towards left, R alpha C. And for no slipping, there must be acceleration of center of mass towards right. So the acceleration of center of mass. Who can provide that acceleration of center of mass? The friction. Finish over. So then what is the equations you can write? F equal to MAC. Then the torque equations will be F into small r is equal to IC alpha C. Condition for no slipping or alpha C. You can pull horizontally, you can pull vertically. A rigid body, there's several ways of it, what you can pull it here. And now sometimes a rigid bodies can be connected to each other. Now let me connect two rigid bodies by a string. This is a string. It is wound on both the things, and I'm going to pull this by force F. This is a string. Let this be radius R. Mass of this be 2m. So let this be solid sphere. Let this be a disk. String is wound on both the rigid bodies. Surface is rough. Friction sufficient for pure rolling. Now, what I do, I'll take a string. I'll wound on it. Then that particular string open is made wound on this one. Then they're kept on the surface. I'll pull this one. So now I'm asking what is the acceleration of both the solid sphere and the center of mass of the disk, that one. So let me call this is C1. Center of mass, this will be C2. Okay, work out. A string is wound on both the rigid bodies and kept. A string is wound on both the rigid bodies and that are lying on rough horizontal surface. Find the acceleration of rigid bodies. Like connecting, no? We did earlier only one. So I'm just taking this one here. So let's do one thing. What can happen here now? Any forces, how do the forces will act here? How to determine the condition? No, how to get the direction of friction? So can I assume it in any direction? No. You have to be careful. Huh? What earlier, that story is applicable only for in limited case, only if a force F acts on a rigid body, that's all. Okay, what I should do is like, where I applied a force F at the center of mass, C1, then the string will become taut. So let the tension T. Here the string will become taut, it will be tension. I know it's a disk. I'm very sure where the friction will act for this and where the threshold point for the disk will come here. So will you remember R by 2? And if you apply force above the threshold point, how the friction should act forward. So there's no problem with this F2. Here I'm not very sure. Then it must have a pure rolling. Who will accelerate center of mass? F will be greater than T. Go back to the basics. The applied force will be greater than tension. Then no slipping occurs. Friction is sufficient for pure rolling. Condition is given. So what is the acceleration of this point? P1 must be 0 along x-axis. And the center of mass, in fact, in what direction will accelerate? Will accelerate towards right. A1, it will accelerate towards right. So therefore, alpha 1 must be like this. Then the friction must act like this here. I think you should not assume random way. Are you able to understand? I'm trying to tell that one. Say, who will produce torque, net torque, clockwise torque? Due to friction only it can come now, because tension will produce an anti-torque, counterclockwise torque. Only the friction can produce clockwise torque. So therefore the friction must act towards left here. I just picked up this problem so the students has to really analyze here. Acceleration of center of mass, this will have alpha 2. Okay, let's write the equation. Rather than solving, let's learn how to get all the things. First, what are all the forces that will be acting here? Translative motion will describe F minus T minus F1 equal to 2m into A1. Then rotative motion, F into R minus T into R. It is a solid sphere, 2 by 5 mr square alpha 1. Condition for pure rolling, acceleration of point P1 along x-axis must be 0. So A1 equal to R alpha 1. Leave it here. This is next come for this one. T plus translative motion of the disk. T plus m into A2. 2 by 5, 2m, no? Oh. Mass of the solid sphere is 2m. No. T plus F2 equal to me2. Then what about the torque? T into R minus F2 into R is equal to m r square by 2 into alpha 2. Condition for no slipping, AP2 x must be 0. So therefore A2 it should be equal to R alpha 2. Now, how many unknowns are there? F1, F2. Sir, I'll write F1 equal to mu M1G, F2 equal to mu M2G. No, it's a rolling friction, not a sliding friction. So what to do now? So many unknowns are there. No? I need one more equation. I'll go for constraint. What is the string? Acceleration of this point should be equal to acceleration of this point because string is horizontal here. String is inextensible. What is the acceleration of highest point? So P1, P2, we took it. So let me take some B1, B2. Acceleration of point B1 should be equal to B2. Any reason? String is inextensible. What is the acceleration of point B1? This is B2. What is the acceleration of point B1? A1 plus R alpha 1. What is the acceleration of point B2? A2 plus R alpha 2. Solve it. So solve for all that one. You'll get first expression for tension. Then you can work out all. I think the biggest problem is what? Sir, how to get the direction of friction? Condition for pure rolling is what you have to keep in mind. Then you have to predict here. With that only you are supposed to predict. I'll scroll down. There is no limiter. I can just bring any of the conditions. So you must, student must what happen? Have the basics, how to apply things properly. And now let's go for block upon a block condition. We have here, let me keep a rigid body on a some plank. I can apply to anything. So let me apply the force F to the rigid body here. This is having a mass M. This is 2m. So let this be a disk. This is rough and this is smooth. What is the maximum value of force for which no slipping occurs between the disk and the plank? Block upon a block, can you remember? So similar ideas is what we are trying to find the maximum value of force F for which no slipping occurs between the disc and plank. No slipping means that's what the meaning of that is, what we have to understand here. So I'll do one thing, I'll write M1 and M2 so that it be easy for us, so that we can do comparison. Yeah. Very first question, how to get the direction of friction. You have enough basics, apply the, just know what you learned, you should know how to apply here. Now there's a rigid body. Try this one, get the direction of friction all, I'll have water. How to, how the friction will act. We know that we applied a force at center of mass, friction must act here in the direction, the friction here will be like this. Then acceleration of center of mass of this A1, then alpha 1, then acceleration of this, let it be A2. I'll focus on these 2 points. No slipping is telling. I'll come to later on. Let me write all the set of equations here. So first equation is what? F minus applied force on the disk. Let me write it. F minus small f is equal to M1 A1. Then the torque equation, F into R is equal to IC alpha 1. Further, what is IC? IC will be M1 R square by 2 alpha 1. Or what is F is equal to M1 R alpha 1 by 2. Call this equation 1, this equation 2. Then for the plank, F should be equal to M2 A2. Keep it here now. How many unknowns are there? A1, A2, alpha 1 and friction. 4 unknowns. We need one more equation. No slipping occurs. For no slipping occurs. What is the meaning of no slipping occurs? The acceleration of point P1 must be equal to point P2. And what is the friction acting? Is the rolling friction. The friction which is acting is the rolling friction. So what is F? Strictly what is this? I should call rolling friction. Then condition for no slipping. For no slipping, what is the equation? You can write it as A1 minus R alpha 1. Acceleration of point P1 should be equal to acceleration of point P2. Just go back, no slipping idea. We have introduced in the block upon a block. For no slipping, what we can write? AP1 equal to AP2. Now, what is AP1? Now, what is AP1? AP1 should be equal to A1 minus R alpha. What is AP2? Should be equal to A2. Substitute all the equation 1, 2, 3 in 4. You get the required answer. So A1 should be equal to how much? F minus small f by M1. What is R alpha 1? 2F by M1. Should be equal to, what is A2? F by M2. Solving this, we'll get expression for the friction or applied force in terms of friction here. So I'll further continue this. So this will be F by M1 I think you are able to see this. F by m1, so this will be 3f by m1, f by m2. So therefore, what is the expression for f will be? Small f you take outside, 3m2 plus m1 or 3 plus m1 by m2. Small capital F is equal to 3 plus m1 by m2. No, I'll keep on increase applied force. I think we need lot of space. Huh? I'll try to see that one. I'll keep on increase. Do make observation. Some again block upon a block. First time you are seeing in the rigid body. I'll keep on increase applied force. So what happened? Even the rolling friction will increase. Is there any upper limit for rolling friction? That is equal to limiting. Then if you apply force, so there's a maximum permitted value of applied force, no? Because what is the maximum permitted value of rolling friction? Equal to limiting friction, mu s mg, mu s m1g here. So that is the maximum permitted value of applied force here. I think that's what the question asks. Find the maximum value of force F for which no slipping occurs here. So from this, I'm able to bring F max is equal to 3 plus m1 by m2 into FL. How much it will be? 3 plus so there's a value. So if I apply force greater than this, slipping will occur. If you apply force less than this value, no slipping occurs. So the same ideas of block upon a block is what we have just introduced here also. Okay, getting. So let me go to the inclined friction on rolling inclined plane. Now let me, after getting this idea, let me go for inclined plane. So I'm going to release a rigid body on an inclined plane. Now what conditions will arise here? Again, there's a basic fundamental theory. Once you get this, you can manage now all the numericals related to this one. This is rough. I'm going to release a rigid body on a rough inclined plane. The radius of this, let it be small r, capital R. This is the center of mass. Let m be the mass. I'm going to release from rest here. Rough inclined plane. Let mu be the quotient of friction. What conditions will arise here? So that let me get into the problem. Mg sine theta. Then how the friction, if no slipping occurs. Then look at this point P, very important. Due to mg sine theta, the center of mass will try to accelerate down. Then for no slipping occurs, R alpha should be upward. R alpha C should be upward. Then no slipping will occur. So therefore, how the torque, how the friction only can set up that particular torque. Then only open acceleration of point P will be 0 Along incline. Now don't say along x-axis here. Then from that, AC minus R alpha C equals 0, or AC equal to R alpha C. No slipping condition. Let's write the equation. Mg sine theta minus F equal to MAC. Then F into R is equal to IC into alpha C. Condition for no slipping, AC equal to R alpha C. Let's solve for friction and acceleration. So alpha C, what you can write it as? AC by R. So therefore, what is it? Further, F is equal to IC AC by R square. That I'll substitute in the first equation. Mg sine theta IC AC R square equal to MAC. So what is the acceleration is equal to mg sine theta r square is equal to IC plus mr square. I think this already we know. If you apply force at the center of mass, what is the expression for acceleration? Let's focus on the friction. Let's get into the friction here. So let me substitute directly value of AC here. That's all, no, nothing to do in this equation. If I substitute this here, so what is the expression for F will be IC by R square is equal to mg sine theta r square by IC plus mr square. What will get eliminated? Mg sine theta r square get eliminated, so 1 plus mr square by IC. This is something very important. What are other forces acting? Mg cos theta. Normal contact. Yes, they'll be acting. Don't think that they should not act here. They will act as usual. Then what is my question further next? Like, what is the velocity of that rigid body when it reaches the bottom of incline? When it reaches here, what is the velocity of that? So we brought expression for F. This already we know it. I say that I want this velocity of center of mass and also the angular velocity. How much of height it has descended? Let it descend an height h. So this is the expression for friction. Everything. Okay, how to get that h? I'll directly apply conservation of mechanical. You should ask this question. Sir, like, can you really apply such things here? Because friction is acting. What is the net work done by friction? Rolling friction. What is this? This F is a rolling friction. What is the net work done by rolling friction? Will be 0, as usual here also. So decrease in potential energy, mgh should be equal to increase in translational kinetic energy plus rotational kinetic energy. For pure rolling, you can also write V equal to R omega, and also you can write XC R phi. Theta is the angle of inclination. Net work done by friction. Friction does negative translational work and positive rotation work. Net work done by friction will be 0. Therefore, I'm able to apply the conservation of mechanical energy. So substituting this, what is omega? Omega is will be V by R whole square. Solve this, you'll get expression for V. Net work done different rigid bodies I'll release. Let me release the disc. Friction acting, will it be same? No. Let me release the ring. The friction will be different. So the rolling friction, shall I say, depends upon what? Depends also on the distribution of mass. Let me release a ring, disc, all are of mass m and radius r. If I release them, the friction acting, rolling friction acting on the disc and the ring, will it be same? The answer is no. It also depends on what? Distribution of mass. Look at the acceleration. For different rigid bodies, what will happen? The acceleration of center will be different. And what will happen to velocity also? Will all the rigid bodies will acquire same speed when they reach bottom of incline? No. solve for this, you'll get expression for V. So let me write it. This will be 2 mgh is equal to m plus ic r square v square. So what is the expression for V? V will be 2 mgh r square by mr square plus ic. Well, all the spheres will have same speed when they reach bottom of incline. No. I'll release the ring and the disc. Both will have same speed. Both are having same mass, same radius. Both will have same speed when they reach bottom of incline. The answer is no. Because M, R, G, H all are same, but IC will be different for different rigid bodies. Getting the idea now? Now what about the time taken by them? Acceleration is different. Distance covered is same. Then you write it S equal to half AT square. AC is different, but distance covered is same. Then time taken will be different here. So what you should do now? So if you release the ring and disc, what about the time taken by them to reach the bottom of incline? Will be different. You can solve for this. Our next question comes for any value of what should be the minimum value of mu for which slipping occurs? Any condition for mu? The next very important part of the discussion, what we are going to make. For any value of mu, the rigid body will roll here, or only some specific values. What should be the minimum value of mu for which it will have pure rolling? Any conditions will you put it here? Any condition, what should be the minimum value of mu for which rolling occurs, pure rolling occurs? And the condition for mu, as I am just trying to introduce here. Now, sir, why you are bringing mu? Already pure rolling is their problem solved. Why we should again think anything new here? This was the basic question. No, the value of, there should be some minimum value of mu is needed. If the mu is less than or greater than, then slipping will occur. Okay, well now we'll focus on that one. So we have expression for friction, no? mg sin theta 1 plus mr square ic. That will take it here now. For any friction, what will happen? What will be the rolling friction basic idea? It should be less than the limiting friction, no? Then we can call it a rolling friction for no slipping. Let me keep this formula in hand. And one very important part, which I'm going to conclude now, just all of you look at here. Let's start for a ring. This is a ring, and we know for moment of inertia for a ring how much? I think I'll take disk. For a disk moment of inertia how much? mr square by 2. Then I'm going to release a disk on an inclined plane. For any value of mu, will it have pure rolling? The answer is no. So next question comes, what is the minimum value of mu for which it will have pure rolling? So definitely the friction acting here should be less than limiting friction. Try to notice all the forces which I'm going to show here. mg sin theta, sorry, mg cos theta, and acceleration of center of mass, AC, and this is alpha c. Already we have discussed everything. Okay, let's come for this one. Now, what should be the for no slipping? What should be the F? F should be less than mu s n, no? And what is in fact n? N minus mg cos theta equal to 0. F should be mu s mg cos theta. Let me substitute this f here, what I brought it, mg sine theta 1 plus mr square by ic less than mu s mg cos theta. Gets eliminated. For a disk, okay, let me write it here. So this should become equal to tan theta by 1 plus mr square by ic less than mu s. That is a very important equation is what I brought it. Okay, after this what to do? Now for a disk, what is ic? mr square by 2. This is a generalized formula. Now let me substitute here. Tan theta by 1 plus no. So finally, what we can write it this one. Tan theta by 3 should be less than mu s. How shall we put it? Mu s should be greater than tan theta by 3. So minimum value, how much? Tan theta by 3. If the quotient of friction between the disk and the inclined plane, if it is tan theta by 3, anything greater than or equal to tan theta by 3, no slipping occurs. If it is less than this, there will be slipping, whatever you do it. This is for what? If you release a disk. No, sir, I'll release a ring. Then will slipping occurs or not will determine the value of mu minimum and the tan theta. So in a numerical, what you should do? They'll be giving you mu s value. They'll be giving you theta. Check it now. Is it mu greater than tan theta by 3 or not? Minimum, no. At least what happened? It should be equal to tan theta by 3. What is theta? Angle of inclination. Same thing, instead of this, let it be a ring. For a ring, what conditions you can write? I think I'll take it out because we are making generalized, no? No. For a ring, what you can write it? No. For a ring, what is IC? mr square by 2. So this will be tan theta 1 plus mr square by mr square. Should be less than mu s. So therefore tan theta by 2 less than mu s. So mu s must be greater than tan theta by 2. What is the minimum value? It's telling if you release a ring on a rough inclined plane, then for no slipping occur, what should be the minimum value of mu? Tan theta by 2. Sir, then then I'll bring the same rigid body. Means I'll take a wooden ring of mass m and radius r. Then I'll bring a wooden disc of mass m and radius r. Then if this particular there's a disc, no, this is for a disc. What will be the requirement of mu minimum? For this tan theta by 3, and for a ring, it should be tan theta by 2. I think there's a very strange thing, no? I'm just comparing body. If I just ended up with only one generalized case, you might have thought, okay, fine. But for different rigid bodies, what happens if you release it on a rough inclined plane? What happens? You should determine. So here, what happened? Both the rigid bodies are having same mass and radius r, but because of moment of inertia are different, the value of mu needed will be different. There's a minimum coefficient of friction between the rigid body and the inclined plane is needed for this one. Sir, for no slipping, this is the thing. I think I should write here for no slipping. So somebody is asking, sir, why this condition for no slipping? And again, this is for no slipping. If it is less than this value, if the mu is less than this mu minimum, then what happen? You release the rigid body, it will undergo slipping. It will undergo slipping means then what conditions I should assume, sir? What conditions I assume? The friction you should not write small f, you should write fk. Able to understand the basic necessity of this? I'll draw the diagram for that also. If a mu, this is very important part of the discussion which we are making again. Let me do for the ring only. So I have a ring. What is the minimum value of tan theta by 2? Oh. Let's continue the problem. So I do have a ring. I think anybody can understand, just you should have that basic ideas clearly. Not these are very big things. No, this is a radius r. Now I'm going to write the value of mu s is how much. So what is the minimum? How much needed? Tan theta by 2. If I write this is tan theta by 4, tell me what is the problem? It's a ring. How much minimum needed? Tan theta by 2. But how much mu is mu s is tan theta by 4. So definitely when the friction acting will be kinetic. Then what are other forces? Mg sine theta. Not a rolling friction. Sir, will there be torque? Yes, there will be torque. What's wrong in that one? Torque will act. Then what are the equations? Mg sine theta minus Fk, you write it. MAC. Then torque by friction Fk into R is equal to mr square into alpha. There's a ring, no? Then you cannot write AC equal to R alpha C. Any reason for that? Slipping occurs. Forward slipping or backward slipping? Calculate, you know Fk. So you know Fk. So calculate AC. You know Fk, calculate alpha C. Check it here. AC less than R alpha C or greater than R alpha C. Able to understand the core idea? So why sir, why not rolling friction? Kinetic friction is acting. Sir, why no rolling friction? Because this condition is not satisfied. So what is at least the minimum? Minimum how much it should be? Tan theta by 2. Tan theta by 4 is what? Less than tan theta by 2. So the mu is in fact here is less than mu minimum. So therefore slipping occurs. If mu greater than mu minimum, rolling will occur. Able to understand this one? Minimum is what you have to bring into picture here. So therefore, when you release a rigid body on a rough surface, what is the first thing, whether slipping will occur or not? Who will decide? The mu and theta relationship. Like that, what you should remember for what? I think these formulas in exams you can't derive. A student must have this idea. For a solid sphere, for a hollow sphere, for a ring, for a disc. I think these are the four rigid bodies which are very popular. For all that, you remember this formula so that you can immediately get into the problem. Ring tan theta by 3, disc tan theta by 2, then solid sphere also check it, hollow sphere also you check it. For rigid bodies, you must remember that mu minimum. Sir, if mu is greater than tan theta by 2, greater than tan theta by 2, anybody suggest mu s 2 tan theta by 3, shall we make it? If mu is equal to mu 2 tan theta by 3, then what will happen? Next year, let me conclude here so that it will be easy for you. This is a ring. So now this is theta. What is the value of mu? Mu is 2 tan theta by 3. Is it greater than mu minimum? Yes, it is greater than mu minimum. What friction will act here? Rolling friction. Small ideas, nothing big, small ideas. You must have a patience to what? To analyze things. That's all. No concepts are there, nothing. There's a ring, no? Yeah. No. What are the forces that will be acting here? mg sine theta. Then mg cos theta, the normal contact acting. So there should be kinetic. No. The condition is satisfied. Mu is, in fact, so then center of mass will have, and the friction will set up a torque. What is this? Rolling friction. So then what are the equations? mg sine theta minus f equal to mac. F into r equal to is alpha. Then ac equal to r alpha c. Strictly what is this friction? Rolling friction. Then ac is equal to pure rolling. No. So slipping will occur or not will determine the condition of mu. I think got it in a very simplified way. I'm just put everything in front of you. Sir, can I apply Work-Kenji theorem here? No. Net work done by friction will be non-zero. Very important part here. Net work done by friction is non-zero. Then how to calculate the velocity of the ring when it reaches bottom of incline? I want this velocity v1 and omega 1. Can you apply? Net work done by friction is non-zero. Sir, you only said zero. If it were what? Rolling friction. Now it's what? Kinetic friction. Net work done will be non-zero. How to calculate v1, v2? We can't find out. No, you know acceleration. If you know acceleration, can't you find out v1? What is the expression for v1? v1 equal to 2ac into x. Let x be the distance covered from here to here. V square equal to 2x formula. Then how to calculate the omega? You know torque alpha c. Omega 1 equal to what? Alpha c into angular displacement, you call it. Or if you know time, from the time, yes, you can apply equations of motion and work out. Nothing that you can't find out the velocities. No, you can find out. Individually calculate velocity, individually calculate the angular velocity. But you can't write v1 equal to what? R omega 1. v1 is in fact not equal to r omega 1. The same equations will govern here. Because slipping occurs. Okay, I think I took extra 5 minutes time. We'll wind up the class here only. Today evening I'll take class because plenty of numericals I have to discuss. Not only few, plenty of ideas are there. Evening I'll intimate time. Okay, thank you all of you. Take care, bye, see you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
sir.